Looks like I'm at it again with another Pokemon Black Wi-Fi battle, and this is a friend battle this time against Hss2345. Link to his YouTube channel will be in the description to let everyone know. I start off with a Nidoqueen, and he starts off with an NL. NL should be a code word for Voltalos. So Voltalos goes for a Taunt, which taunts my Nidoqueen, but I went for a Sucker Punch and that fails. But he makes a switch and sends out Mandala, which is like a grass version of Fortress. I went for the Sucker Punch and that failed too. I make a switch because I didn't know what to expect, and I send out my Dragon type known as Sazandora. Looks pretty cool too. But he sets up Spikes, and that's not a good sign for me at all. I went for the Fire Blast, but he predicted it and makes a switch to Abyss, otherwise known as the Water Electric type known as Lantern. Looks pretty cool, by the way. Anyway, Fire Blast kicks in, doesn't do much damage due to Abyss being a water type, and I suffer Life Orb recoil, but he gets Leftovers recovery, and that's not good for me at all. I mean, I've been having bad luck as it is, so I make the switch predicting what to expect, and I went for a Poliwrath, but he goes for an Ice Beam, and I knew I made a good prediction. Despite the fact that Poliwrath suffers spike damage, he takes the Ice Beam pretty nicely. While Abyss gets Leftover recovery, I need to make sure I had to get it out of the way. But Abyss uses Volt Change, which does electric damage and allows him to make a switch. Looks like Poliwrath's HP is now down at 37, while HSS gets a switch, and I don't know what he'll send out. So he sends out Asala Pisca, a Shinbora, and I went for an overhead throw just to put something else in my way. And because of the overhead throw, Asala Pisca gets thrown aside, and Voltalos comes out, and Voltalos goes for a Thunderbolt, taking out my Poliwrath. My luck just gets bad and bad, or to put it that way, worse and worse. So I went for a Buffalon, and after suffering Spikes damage, Voltalos went for a Volt Change, which does some pretty good damage to Buffalon and allows him to make a free switch. My Buffalon's HP is now less than half, so due to that Volt Change, Mandala gets sent out in the battle, and I went for a Mega Horn, which does some damage to it, but due to the fact Mandala has Steel Thorns, Buffalon suffers massive recoil. Anyway, Buffalon goes for a Mega Horn one more time, and Steel Thorns kicks in, suffers damage and recoil, and remember, Buffalon has Reckless, so what do you want me to do? So Mandala sets up another layer of spikes, and that was like 2 spikes. So I go for Sazandora, and I had to do something. I have Fire Blast, but I was stupid, and I went for the Draco Meteor, which does some okay damage, bringing Mandala's HP down to red, but it wasn't enough. And I got the special attack drop, which sucks, and Life Orb recall. And then he sets up the rocks, and I was thinking, Stealth Rock spikes on a Mandala? Don't tell me it's like Iwa Paresu. But Sazandora goes for the Hyper Voice, and it takes it down. I didn't need to deal with that anymore. And I get the Life Orb recall, and then he brings back Voltalos, and that's not good for me, so I had to make a switch, and I send out my Erufune, which is funny because Erufune is faster than Voltalos. And I should have packed something else instead. He goes for a Thunderbolt, which does some okay damage, and I get Leftovers recovery, but not before I ended up with Spikes and Stealth Rock damage, which not good for me. So he goes for the Taunt, thinking that I had Substitute, which I didn't, and I went for the Gale instead. Gale is not very effective against the Voltalos, but the funny thing is I get a crit, and I don't even know if it mattered, but I think it was a good thing that it mattered. But anyway, with Leftovers recovery, its HP is now at 103. Sorry about that. I make the switch, and I send out Lucario, and I think I made a bad move by switching, because I should have attacked instead because Erufune was faster. Voltalos goes for a Thunderbolt and takes out Lucario without so much as letting Lucario get a chance. That really sucks. I mean, I should have went for the Gale instead. But anyway, I had to do something, so I brought Sazandora, only suffers Stealth Rock damage, but that's when he uses Hidden Power, and I was thinking to myself, what could hit it? And I realized that it was Hidden Power Ice, because we had a battle before, and Sazandora didn't even get a chance. So I realized that this Voltalos has Thunderbolt, Volt Change, Hidden Power Ice, and Taunt, and I gotta take it down now. So I bring out my Nidoqueen, and this is my Dream World Nidoqueen. And I went for a Sucker Punch, and it does some pretty good damage thanks to Encourage. Voltalos goes for the Hidden Power Ice, which does a lot to Nidoqueen. My guess it has high special attack IVs, but Nidoqueen survives with 2 HP, and I was thinking, wow, lucky indeed. I go for another Sucker Punch, and Voltalos goes down, and I'm happy for once. Anyway, with Voltalos out of the way, I wondered to myself, what's next? I'm down to 2 Pokemon and he's got 4. What else is new? So he sends out Abyss, and I go for a Poison Jab. And normally Poison Jab would Poison Lantern, but due to the fact Nidoqueen has Encourage, it can't do that because it loses secondary effect. It goes for a Boiling Water, which takes out my Nidoqueen, and that's it. I'm down to my last Pokemon while he's got 4 extras. After Abyss gets Leftover Recovery, I go to my Erufun, which means I had to do something, but after suffering Stealth Rock and Spike damage, I was running out of time. I went for an Energy Ball to get as much damage as possible, considering Erufun's a Grass type, and to bring Abyss's HP down to the red, but he goes for a Toxic, and I'm like, why? Why use a Toxic when you have Ice Beam? You could have just ended the battle then and there. Either he felt sorry for me, or maybe he just wanted to prolong the battle. I don't know, my guess either way, I didn't care. I was having fun with this, so after Erufun takes the poison damage due to it being badly poisoned, he switches and sends out Asalapisk the Shimbara. I went for an Energy Ball to at least dish some damage, but it wasn't as effective, considering Shimbara is part flying and resists it very well. So after Leftovers Recovery and Poison, Erufun's down at 10 HP, and Shimbara suffers a burn, but it got Magic Guard, making that meaningless. My guess had a Psycho Shift. So I went for the Gale to do some damage, and it wasn't enough. And it went for the Air Slash and takes it out, and that's it. I should have at least got a different Erufun instead. Maybe a Timid Nature, but either way, I lost. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. So that's the end of my battle. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.